أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا ما أحييتنا، اللهم واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا اللهم على من عادانا. اللهم ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا. اللهم ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا يا رب العالمين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وعنا معهم. أما بعد. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Him, and peace and blessings be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is His messenger. Assalamu alaikum, respected brothers and sisters. هل يقبل الله الظلم؟ ولماذا الله يترك المظلومين؟ هذا هو عنوان الخطبة. Does Allah accept injustice? Why Allah is not acting upon or rejecting or stopping or trying to support the oppressed people? This is the title. Why the question? The question that has been raised the last few days, and it was raised for many times for the last many years. You know, millions of people, the last few days they prayed the janazah on one of the Muslim Arab leaders who passed away, with the possibility that even he was killed either directly or indirectly. And many people, they have the passion their prayer janazah, rahimahullah wa rahimah kull amwat al-Muslimin. You know this, and you know how hot the political issue and the religious issue that was. Now, from faith point of view, the question that is raised, where is Allah? Why Allah is allowing those people to do such and such thing? Now, from my turn as a khatib, to try to highlight or try to explain or try to fix the meanings, تصحيح المفاهيم. Now, basically, the first message in the introduction, the problem is much more bigger than a person, because we can ask the same question which is applicable. أين الله مما يحدث في سوريا؟ وأين الله مما يحدث في الشيشان قبل ذلك؟ وأين الله مما حدث في البوسنة على أيدي الصرب الحاقدين؟ وأين الله مما يحدث في بورما الروهينجيا؟ وأين الله؟ So we can, this question is applicable as well. Where is Allah? If Allah really does exist from the point of view of some people, if Allah does exist, Ya Sheikh, where is Allah from what happens with the Rohingya in Burma? Where is Allah with what has already happened in Chechnya on the hands of the Russians? Where is Allah about what happened against the Bosnians, Muslims on the hand of the Christian Orthodox Serbs about 20 or 25 years ago? Where is Allah? Where is Allah? Where is the question is applicable? Does Allah accept? The answer is no. But why Allah is not doing what I wish Him to do now? It's because you and me might not be aware of Allah's laws and how He operates His universe. Simply, الله خلق الدنيا ووضع فيها قواعد وقوانين ويسير الكون يا أحبة بناء على قوانين. It's not up to me or to you just by pressing a button. Allah will do exactly what you wish. Allah has His own system. الله له قواعده وقوانينه التي يعمل على أجلها. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Let me give you just a simple example before I delve into the evidences from the Quran itself. Now, for example, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Do we have a traffic law? We as civilized people, do we have a traffic law? The answer is yes. If you pass the speed on the highway, now you might be a criminal. This is a criminal offense. You did something bad. Now, they captured you through the CCTV cameras, for example. You did something against the law. Now, by law, you deserve to be punished. This punishment could be you lose points in your license. Could be the withdrawal of your license. Could be you will be captured maybe 10 kilometers later. If you did it in Oakville, maybe they will stop you in Milton or in Hamilton, for example. Maybe. Now the fact that you pass this speed does not mean they must send the Canadian Air Force and F-16 should bomb you in 10 seconds on the highway. Or otherwise, there is no law. No, there is a law. But the law has, a lot of details. And how it should be implemented or applicated. It has a long system. Maybe you have the feeling, okay, why they do not bomb this person by the F-16 now? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not operate the law according to my wishes or your wishes. He has a very complicated system to deal. Now my job is to explain to you part of Allah's system in this universe. دور الآن يا أحبة ردا أن نفهم جزءا من قوانين الله ما يسميه السنن الكونية في الكون. Now, first principle, first law, first rule, call it whatever you would like. قانون سنة كونية. Number 1. الله خلق الكون وجعل فيه ما نسميه أن الدار الدنيا نحن نسميه دار دنيا ويوجد دار دنيا ودار آخرة ودار الدنيا دار ابتلاء والدار الآخرة دار حساب ثواب وعقاب. دار ابتلاء ودار جزاء. Part of the system of Allah that this dunya, that we believe in the following. I'm addressing Muslims now, okay? I'm not addressing atheists. أنا لا أخاطب ملحدين الآن وأنا أخاطب بإذن الله مؤمنين. I'm talking with believers. Part of our faith, part of our being, that we believe in the worldly life, barzakh, hereafter. It's part of the pillars of faith. الإيمان بالله سبحانه وتعالى وإيمان باليوم الآخر. So part of this world dunya, then we have the barzakh, the barrier. After death, souls are kept. Then we have the resurrection and congregation, al-ba'ath wal-nushur. We will be held accountable for the accountability. الحساب, بعث, جمع, نشور, حساب. Then either or. Jannah or no. Now this concept, basically, I can call it in my language. Whatever you see, please, you have to know that the story has not been finished yet. ويا الله يا عم استنى الفيلم ما خلص. قصة ما خلصتش. تخيل شيخ لماذا لم يفعل الله؟ يا عمي لسه الموضوع لها تفصيلات still. For example, now the first law دار جزاء دار ابتلاء واختبار. It's like more or less. If you and me, you are in a big test hall now. We are sitting for the exam, for our final exam in the high school. If I did cheat and looked at you, I did make a crime now. For example, if the law is the one who's taking care of us, the teacher, by law he has to put in his red pen just a mark. Now the full punishment will be, by the end of the year, I will be deprived from having my certificate and the graduation ceremony. I'm not allowed to be there. But on the spot, it should not be the case that the teacher should hit me inside the hall immediately. Maybe I will have just a red thing, but the full punishment will be later. That's why we say dar bala. We are in dar bala, dar ikhtibar. This is one. Now, second point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Imran, in the context of talking about the battle of Uhud, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this verse, by the way, if I did not explain anything in the khutbah except this verse, it's more than enough. ما كان الله ليذر المؤمنين على ما أنتم عليه حتى يميز الخبيث من الطيب وما كان الله ليطلعكم على الغيب. Allah, the translation says, Allah would not leave believers in the condition you were in until He distinguished the good from the evil. I have two laws now. Law number one, Allah will not leave us until He distinguishes the good from the evil. If they are mixed, the concept of iqamat al-hujjah against you and me will not be applicable. Because, which means, establishing the argument against me that I realized what is what and who is who, and who's the bad guy and who's the good guy, will not be applicable. Part of why Allah allows some certain things to happen, liyamiza, to distinguish, for you and me, not for him, he knows. But for me, because part of the system, part of my accountability, جزء من محاسبتي يا أحبة، موقفي تجاه الظلم والظالمين، معهم أم ضدهم؟ أؤيد أم أعارض؟ Part of my test, when I say bad, when I see, witness bad thing, wrong thing, injustice, when I am witnessing it. You know the hadith, من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره. If you see an evil, a bad thing, if you have the physical power, let you please change it. If you can't, change it by your, if you can't, by your heart. Now, okay, I'm saying this. You have realized now who's the bad, who's the good. Okay, what is your reaction? Oh, I don't care. No, you have to care. You will be accountable. But do you have any kind of power to support, even with your tongue, when you sit with your families? Who cares? You are a sinful person. You have no right to say who cares. You must speak about the dictators, you must speak about the bad people. You must reject even, you can't speak. Do you care? This is part of the accountability. حدد موقفك أنت مع مين. So this is part of the test, because هذا دار what? دار اختبار. We are in big hole of test. Part of the test, Allah always is distinguishing the people. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Okay, what is your status? Your reaction? Your standpoint? You will do what? With or against? If you agree, let me give you another law now. إن الذين يحبون أن تشيع الفاحشة في الذين آمنوا لهم عذاب أليم في الدنيا والآخرة والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون. Those who love that the fahisha is a general word in Islam which is applicable all kind of bad things that you can ever imagine. It's applicable on adultery, zina. It is applicable on drugs. It is applicable on swearing at Allah, against Allah, to do bad things, to do sexual harassment. All of these things are called fahisha. Those who love the fahisha to be spread among Muslims, Allah is promising them with amazing punishment, torment in this dunya and in the hereafter. Just they love. They did not act upon. Just they love. So this is part of the law. You are with whom? Your feelings. Are you happy for those or for those? Do you feel happy for a Muslim to be killed after being oppressed? You did nothing. You are exactly with the others. It's part of the test. It's part of the test, whether you loved or not. I'm quoting the Quran. So this, we understand why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not necessarily is doing something immediately as we wish. It is part of the test. Give you another example. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, did Allah tell us about Fir'aun and Qarun? Fir'aun, what was he? Fir'aun. That is an icon for injustice. He's an icon for dictatorship regimes. Did Allah demolish, vanish, deleted him immediately when he did the first, let's say, injustice? He gave him. But through this, the people of Israel themselves, they were distinguished. Qarun was from who? Which group? قارون كان من قوم موسى. Qarun was from the people of Israel, which means from the decent shape of the believers who were oppressed under the pharaohic Egyptian regimes, which were killing, torturing, raping and killing, and he was from, historically, he is from the oppressed. He decided to shake hands with the oppressor. He became very rich and multi-billionaire in our language. He was helping the regime of Pharaoh against the believers, the people of Israel. Are you with me? So did Allah vanish him immediately? He sent him and the people, they were distinguished, and all the people who were taking lessons to decide with whom you would like to do. إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم وآتيناه من الكنوز ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح. Allah gave him the power, the prestige, the money. In our language, Qarun was a multi-trillionaire in our language. إذ قال له قومه لا تفرح. Allah sent to him through this system someone to remind him, be careful, don't be arrogant. قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. فلوسي, this is fulusi, this is my money. I don't care. Ya Ammi, Allah, if Allah made you disabled, if Allah took your sight or your hearing or your power, you can't even, you can't even go to the toilet, not to bring money. إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. Full arrogance, still, reminder. Now the people will be distinguished. قال الذين يريد خرج على قومه في زينته. He came with all his power and decoration. قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم. Those who were impressed with the world life, with the prestige, with the power, with the money, with the media. Wow! We wish if we were him. We wish if we were with him. Ya Allah, ya layt lana. When he took all of his opportunities and the people, they realized what will happen, قال فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض. The earth swallowed him and his house, his people, his soldiers, everything, all money, treasures, diamonds, gold, everything disappeared in few seconds or minutes. فخسفنا, the earth was opened, everything went down, then the earth closed. Disappeared in seconds. فأصبح الذين تمنوا مكانه بالأمس يقولون, oh, next day, alhamdulillah, we were not with him. This will happen. Believe me, it will happen. Not necessarily every single person should witness it by himself. This media person, this criminal person, who was making fun of this Muslim because he was tortured. When he dies, what will happen to him? Not necessarily that Allah will send Jibreel alayhi salam to tell you and me what will happen to him when he's tortured, now, for example. It's not necessarily, but he will be. You got my point? So you need to believe. Allah, there is a duty against Allah. ليس واجبا على الله أن يطلعني ويطلع بالتفصيل exactly what will happen to every single person. We will witness it in full in the hereafter. But in this worldly life, we will witness, don't worry. And you can see by your own eyes. Like for example now, they killed him maybe indirectly. They throwed him and they accused him that he's blah 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 blah. And the result, tens of millions of people, they prayed the janazah, make dua for him, which is, this is another sign from Allah to tell you that Allah knows what you know is true. So don't worry. You got my point? So don't let apparently what happened about, where is Allah? Where is Allah? No. This is not how we deal with the matters. This is part of the law. Next, other law. Now, as a subtitle of this, some people, they need to know the following according to the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Fir'aun is the icon of injustice in the Quran. To a degree, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam decided to label Abu Jahl, what did he call him? Fir'aun هذه الأمة. Prophet Muhammad, he gave the title or the label for Abu Jahl. He called him Fir'aun هذه الأمة, the pharaoh of this ummah. Abu Jahl, he's the representative of everything bad and evil in our history. Abu Jahl. When Prophet Muhammad wanted to give him a title, like when you call someone a Satan or a Shaitan, he called him Fir'aun هذه الأمة. So the story is Fir'aun. It's not just coincidentally that it's mentioned in the Quran. We need to take lessons. He did have the power, but at the end, فلما أدركه الغرق قال آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل. He was so arrogant when he was approaching death to a degree. He did not say آمنت بالله. He said آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل. You know the arrogance? He's not able even to say it. فكان الجواب الآن وقد عصيت. As you know, maybe in some of the Arabic accent they say قبوا لك يا حبيبي راحت عليك. خلاص. راحت عليك. خلاص. No. انتهى. The case is closed. So there is a time, but not necessarily you witness it by your own eyes. But what we need to know that we have the hereafter. Another subtitle from this understanding or misunderstanding. Part of the distinguishing يميز الخبيث من الطيب. Your status with whom? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us another important message. إن فرعون وهامان وجنودهما كانوا خاطئين. فرعون, Haman, Junud. Allah is, look, He mentioned Fir'aun and Haman. Let's say like in our language, the Minister of Defense or a Prime Minister. And their soldiers. Why I'm mentioning this? Many people, they witness the injustice. They see the injustice. They participate with the oppression. But they say, أنا عبد مأمور يا شيخ. You know this term? It's very widespread in the media, especially in the Egyptian TV. They say, عبد إيش? Then عبد المأمور. Okay, and it is widespread in بلاد الشام as well. عبد مأمور يا شيخ. Which means عبد here means like a servant of a slave, and I'm just fulfilling the commandment. ما خصنيش يا شيخ أنا. They told me nothing. You are in the same level with Fir'aun. In the same level, you have to know, because without you and me, he could not have fulfilled what he wants. So Allah is saying in the Fir'aun, Haman, Junudahuma, same level of punishment, all of them. He decided, he thought, he gave commandment, I am the one who enforced his wish. It's me. So I am like Fir'aun if I'm supporting or helping. There is nothing in Islam such as Abd Ma'mur. I'm just a servant, it's not a problem. You are part of the crime. You are exactly like Qarun, Haman. You have to know this, brothers. And I think you understand what I'm talking about. Because many of us, we are part of this system. We are part of the injustice. يا عمي الله يستر عليك بعدين تعرف طب الله يستر عليك انت يوم القيامه مش علي انا. انت مشي حالك عند الله يوم القيامه. When you support this, when you accept this. We have to know that فرعون هامان جندهم كانوا خاطئين. We need to understand this. We need to be clear about this. If I can't, as one of the scholars says, قال إن لم تستطع نصرة الحق على الأقل اسكت. لكن لا تنصر ايش؟ الباطل. If I don't have the power to support the haqq, the truth, at least let me keep what? Silent. Don't support the batil. At least just keep silent. So what about if I'm able to support the haqq but I decided to support the batil? So I and Fir'aun in the same level. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Last comments as part of the conclusion. If someone is oppressing me, I have the full right to defend myself and to fight back with all means that I can. لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. I have the full backing system by Allah that I must defend myself if I can. But what if I can't? I can't. Like the early Muslims in Mecca, were they able to defend themselves physically? Ammar, Sumayya, Yasir, Abdullah Mas'ud, were they able to defend themselves physically? The answer is no. Who's the first female martyr in Islam? The first martyr in Islam? Sumayya radiallahu anha, a woman. Who killed her? Abu Jahl. He took the spear and he put it, inside her and he killed her. No one was able to defend her. Where is Allah, Shaykh? Wait. Now let's complete and finish, we conclude. If it happened that Allah allowed this dictator, this oppressor to finish my life, okay, this could be part of cleansing of my sins if I have problems with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a Muslim, maybe I'm doing part of the possibilities. If not, simply I have, alhamdulillah, achieved the level of the shahada. What is the shahada? The best, martyr. You will be a martyr, shaheed. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, let's understand this in a hadith. He said, قال إن الشهيد لا يجد من أثر الطعنة إذا طعن إلا كما يجد أحدكم من أثر الذبابة إذا وقعت على يده ثم قال لها هكذا. He said the martyr by the will of Allah, when he is about to be killed by the will of Allah, when someone is about to stab him or to put the spear or the arrow in his body, the feeling that he feels is no more than you when a fly that comes to your hand and you do the like this. What kind of pain you feel when you just remove a fly? Nothing. It's like this. Okay, it's up to Allah. This is how Allah operates His world, and it's not me. I'm not the one who created. It's Allah. Allah is telling us through Prophet Muhammad, if you are considered a shaheed because you deserve to be a shaheed, no pain, don't worry. Then you will start the eternal life. So don't worry in case. But the problem is with those who did not support you or those who did oppress you, waits. Inna muntadhirun. There is the hereafter. That's why Imam Ahmad Muhammad used to tell those who used to oppress him in his time, قال بيننا وبينكم الجنائز. We will see when we die what will happen. Look to the action of the people towards you. How many person. Now when an Arab or Muslim leader from the dictators dies, I think millions of us will make dua against him. Allahumma anhu, Allahumma anhu, Allahumma anhu. Now he needs just one dua from anyone. We are making what dua, millions of people. If he is a dictatorship, if he is oppressed people, millions of people will make dua for him. This is an indication. This gives you this kind of peace of mind. But the most important thing, please, we have dar dunya, dar bala, dar akhirah, dar jaza. Whatever happens, you might be able to understand some of it, but not necessarily you understand every single wisdom of Allah from it. Trust in the will of Allah. If you can do something, do it. If you can't, Allah knows. If you can and you do not, you are part of the crime and the problem. This is, in a very brief way, the story how to look this matter. حاشا لله أن يكون غائبا أو ظالما. It's impossible that Allah. Does Allah now the answer of my khutbah. Does Allah accept injustice? Definitely no. But He has His own system how to take care of the what. Don't worry, you have to worry in one thing. Don't be with the zalimin. Just don't allow yourself to be with them, and that's it. Everything else is not your problem. Do your best not to be with them. Don't support them. Do the opposite exactly. جزاكم الله خير. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا واهدنا واهد بنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحمنا فوق الارض وتحت الارض ويوم العرض عليك يا كريم. اللهم انا عبيدك ابناء عبيدك ابناء امائك نواصينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسالك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك او انزلته في كتابك او علمته احدا من خلقك او استاثرت به في علم الغيب عندك ان تجعل القران العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء احزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا يا رب العالمين. ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. واخر الصلاه.